loving myself, loving the people around me, being kinder to others, being kinder to myself, and to do the best that I can, to just bring nothing but joy in each and everything that I touch, be it in my family, the friends, be it the world, because I believe that I'm an advocate of change, great positive change to the world. So I'm not just impacting my loved ones that I have in my circle, but the world itself. So, just being kind to the world and giving my all in terms of the skill that I have, being a problem solver. But I think after saying all of this, happiness.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Living in Fullness, the podcast. I'm so excited for today's conversation with who I believe is truly a phenomenal woman. Welcome, Nthabi. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Living in Fullness. I'm so excited to be in conversation with you today.
Wow, thank you so much. And I'm honored to really be here. This is one podcast that I wasn't checking out, but yeah, since while I'm here, I'm just honored because I kind of checked it out and I realized, wow, these conversations are just, they are must listen to. So I'm very delighted. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you so much. So how we like to start things on the podcast show is to call a segment we have called Becoming. So I would love to hear your becoming story with the audience as well, right through from the beginning and right through to the woman you are today.
Oh, wow. Where do I start? So this beautiful queen right here, well, you're not seeing my face, but you will see it. So this beautiful queen right here, it's originally from the Northwest, in Ramatlabama, it's at the village. So I'm a village girl and I'm proud to say I'm a village girl. So often people would say, why do you like calling yourself a village girl? Because there's a beautiful story behind it and I'm proud of that. And I grew up in a village. Yes, it was, a very great upbringing. I was blessed. I'm still blessed to have my family, and I'm still blessed to say that I was able to grow to becoming the woman that I am today because they were by my side, and of course had siblings and all that. Now, I think what's more beautiful about my upbringing is that I've always been that young woman who was always hungry to be the best version of herself, always hungry and eager to do great. And, papa, you can say, I was very, always wanting to do things, to explore, try new things. I was in the debating team. I tried netball, it didn't work out. I did a couple of things and I only realized later that actually what I was doing is to really, somehow build my path into greatness, because I was, a liker of things, but things that added value in my life. And yeah, fast forward, I really got to, I think the beautiful experience that I can tell you about is when I got a journal for my 17th birthday. I think that journal kind of helped me to be an empowered and transformed woman. And how that happened is that whenever I would have experiences in life, go through things, I would write them down, journal them, and somehow find solutions as to why am I experiencing this or what is happening. And that's where the transformed woman came from. And yeah, fast forward, I've built a brand under my name, Real Talk with Nthabi. So yeah, that's just more. Let me not say too much because I believe you've got more questions. So yeah, that's basically what I can say. But yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, that's a brief I can share.
I love it. I absolutely love it. In that brief summary, like I journeyed with you as well with your upbringing. Something that stood out for me is that you explored. I think it's very important for us as women to explore. I think that's one of the best way of self-discovery as well. And you mentioned empowered transformation, and I think that's really important in our conversation today for us speaking about personal branding and how you've built Real Talk with Nthabi. So before we dive into that, today's conversation is all about personal branding, you being a brand, and I think I've been wanting to have this conversation, and you're just the right person to be having this conversation with. I think for our audience, let's just start off with what is personal branding and how important is it for us to see ourselves as a brand?
All right. So I'm going to try to find the simplest definition of this. So when it comes to personal branding, what you need to know is that it's about finding your uniqueness, your unique valuable self. Meaning, if you consider yourself a brand, it's a question of who are you? What are you known for? What are you capable of doing? What value are you adding? That is you building a personal brand. And what does that brand mean to you? Because when we say personal, it means that it's something personal that is way more valuable to you than the world. Because the minute you start taking it out to the world, it means that you are taking a part of you and giving it to the world. So understanding that is quite important. And also it goes on to understanding how can I take personal branding and make it work for me, be it in monetary value, be it not just adding value to others, but it, being a business or some kind of a growth experience in my life. So that's how, you can look at personal branding. But in simple summary, finding your unique self and doing something that adds value, not just to yourself, but to the world, and being of great influence more than anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Amazing. Your unique self. That's very important and critical. Your unique self.
Very important.
Alrighties. So I stand and advocate for well-being. I find it not just for the physical aspect. I truly believe that as a woman, your well-being is very important in all aspects of your life. And I truly believe that well-being ties in with, the brand you. Let's talk about the importance of well-being in your personal branding.
Whew. Well, first of all, well-being, I must say, I love that too. I mean, I'm for that. I stand for that. And, this is one part that you cannot compromise. Your well-being is very important. And it also taps back to how do you, even move from where you are to the next level and everything. Because if you are okay, if you are well, if your mindset is in the right space, if your heart is clear and pure, if your intentions are clear and right, then whatever that you do, it will just, happen the best way possible because your intentions are right, you have a clear mindset, everything that you're doing, it's in the best time, best experience and all of that. So the importance of well-being in building a personal brand is that you have to guard yourself, guard your heart, guard your whatever that you're creating, because since it's personal, understand that you will have an experience where you have those that believe in what you're doing. Some won't actually believe or see value in what you're doing. And if you're not well, if you're not okay spiritually, emotionally, and all of that, your well-being can actually be, tempered, because it's easy for you to crash. It's easy for you to take a step back just because someone else did not see that. And I always say that in the world that we live in, it's okay to understand that someone else might not see your vision, and it's okay. It's okay. And it's okay because even, a building, a structure of a building, the time it was built, you just saw a foundation, you just saw bricks being built, you were not aware exactly where this structure is going. But only when the structure was up and the building was, fully finished and everything, that's when you realize, oh, this is what they were trying to build. So it's the same thing as life. So you can't just, be bothered by anyone who does not see that. But without deviating from well-being, honestly, it's you having a strong connection with yourself and knowing who you are, knowing what you are meant to be in this world. And I think God being the center, because I think I believe in God so much, and I believe that He paves our path. He makes a way for us. So if you can allow Him to be the leader, and not relying on your own understanding, then you will be in a better space. So that is, my long definition, I guess, of how you can look at well-being. So I hope I didn't confuse you, but yeah, that's what I'm.
What, you put it so well together, like it's done so well. So you have your brand with Real Talk with Nthabi, right? You empower through conversations. You encourage with the brand building and all of that on your Real Conversations, and motivate as well. What are some helpful tips that you use to make sure that you take care of your well-being along with your brand that is Real Talk with Nthabi?
Oh, okay. So, can I tell my story? Can I tell my story?
Please.
So, so I'm a web and graphic designer by profession, and I have a design agency called IL Designs, which is my other brand. That's the main brand, by the way. Now,
yes,
when I worked in a corporate, I was running my company part-time and obviously working full-time for this other company, which it was great. I loved what I did, but now the demands got high for my business, and I needed to really think of ways to manage it, to a point where I consume a lot of energy drinks just to survive, just to stay awake, having to sleep at around 3 a.m. and all of that. It was quite a hectic experience. And it was a routine that I had built each and every day because I didn't have a choice. Lunchtime, I would take my personal laptop, go to a coffee shop just to work on my company, which was great, but it was really messing up with my health, which I feel like it's so important. So I then had to make a decision. And that decision happened when I got a moment where I was not well. I had headaches. I had, so many things were going on. I went to my doctor, and my doctor said, because like my left side, if not right, was like numb. I don't know what was happening. And apparently those were symptoms of stroke, according to my doctor. And at the time I was 33 years, 32, I think I was 32. Yeah, at the time. So I was like, no, I mean, at my age, having symptoms of stroke, this cannot be. I'm busy chasing money. I'm busy chasing growth and wealth because I was doing a lot of things at the time, building a home for my family. So I wanted to do everything all at once, but now I was forgetting my health, my well-being, right?
Yes.
Now I needed to make a decision, and that decision was to either pause on my company or pause on or resign. So I decided to resign because my business is a legacy that I'm creating. I'm not going to stop. Now, where I'm going with this is that the tip that I can give in terms of well-being is to really be cognizant or be cautious about your health. Your health is so important. Your health is so important. Your mind, your body, your soul is so important. If you're not taking care of that one thing, then nothing else will go right. You can just carry on with life, but nothing will have a good balance. You'll have all the money in the world, but it will be paying your hospital bills because you'll be lying there trying to get better, where else you can just have a balanced life and work your way up and see how you can better live. So the tips that I can give, especially when it comes to your brand, when you do your own thing, you can be so overwhelmed and do so much, or be so overwhelmed and do less. So it can be two ways. So taking care of your health and taking a break, or taking some time out of what you're doing, it's quite helpful. Self-care is not about you going to a spa and going for a massage. It's another part of self-care. But self-care is just waking up in the morning, making yourself that, whatever, chamomile tea or whatever that you're gonna have, and just saying to yourself that today I'm gonna take care of me. I'm gonna sit and do nothing and maybe read my favorite book, but I'm not gonna work. Or you're gonna say, I'm gonna sit in bed for the whole day and sleep. It's okay. The world won't stop just because you decided to take a break. It won't stop. And I'm one example of that person who just kept working and never understood the importance of resting, or taking some time out. So taking from me, it works. Having to sleep, I mean, sometimes I do afternoon naps. And before, I used to say that I can't sleep in the afternoon. I cannot sleep. I was telling my mind, I was allowing or feeding my mind the fact that, no, you can't rest in the afternoon. So that was what I was feeding my mind, but it wasn't actually true. If I can allow myself and make a decision with myself to say, this is how I'm feeling, I'm going to pause everything and I'm going to nap for an hour or two. That's what I'm going to do. And that's it. So take care of your health, take care of your mindset, and don't be apologetic for wanting to take care of you, because you are the most important. Your energy won't be at another level, or your progress or even your productivity will not show if you're not okay. And you don't want that. I mean, I'm one woman who wants to make sure that I bring my A game in everything that I do. But now, if you are not okay, then that's impossible. It's going to be hard. I hope that I explained that, your question. I hope I did.
I'm the whole time you are, giving us these tips, I'm thinking to myself, God, we are blessed. Honestly, we are so blessed to be having this conversation. And I truly hope that this is going to touch somebody. I think, there are a lot of people who are going through a season of this, exactly what you had. gone through. And I'm so grateful that, you know, what you had mentioned earlier about you're centered with God. I think your relationship with God really guided you. And I think that's why I'm saying that we are so blessed to be having this conversation and for you to be sharing these important tips, because a lot of people don't understand the essence of well-being. So many people have thought that it's only the physical part, and what you have just explained, yo, it's mind-blowing. It truly is something that, you know, we all need to take in. So I'm so grateful that you have mentioned these crucial important tips of the brand, the crucial tips of the well-being that is tied into the brand. So I'm really grateful. You answered it perfectly. So thank you for that. You know, like when I've seen your profile and your journey, I'm like, oh, Nthabi is really living a meaningful life. She really is, and she stands for what she believes in, and that's just something that I want to ask you on about living a meaningful life. How are you mastering or maintaining it, and making sure that you are living a meaningful life in your personal brand?
Wow, that's a beautiful question. First of all, you know, as you are asking this question, what comes to my mind is that God brought me to this world or made sure that I exist for a purpose. Okay. And one of the biggest goal for me is to make sure that I do what God had sent me to do, to leave my purpose and to do the best that I can. And you know, on my talks, when I do my talks or videos on my channel, like I would also mention something, and this is something that was happening quite a long time ago, but I didn't pay attention to it. At some point, I was a teacher, well, a tutor in one university I studied at. So I got to do some part-time as a tutor, and I got to be, you know, on contract teaching first year students and all of that. And I was like, in me, there's a teacher. And as time progressed and years went by, whatever that I do, there's a teacher in me. I don't just engage. There's always that thing of wanting to help someone else. If I'm trying or I'm doing an empowerment conversation on my channel to say, okay, I'm helping you to be the best version of yourself. I try by all means to teach you something out of it so that something good can come out of it. Now, honestly, understanding that God has brought me to this world for a purpose has been I think the foundation, and also understanding who I am, understanding my worth as a woman, my worth as a creative, and even loving the things that I do. I mean, I'm so passionate about what I do. Yeah. I mean, being on camera, being a creative, and I'm so blessed again, because it's not always where you can have two things, which is, you know, public speaking and being a designer at the same time, two things fascinating you like this. Usually it's like that one thing, but for me, both of them just make me, you know, they give me that thing. And, and I love that, and I appreciate that. And being real and true to myself has just been one of those things. I mean, I know that, you know, I'm probably speaking to a lot of women out there who are still doubtful of certain things, even especially with the space of social media, even having to post something, you still feel like, oh, what will people say about this post? What will, you know, you still have doubts on certain things that you're doing. And if I can share this with you, please, if you didn't take anything out of this, take this one. You need to be true to yourself. You need to be real, because what you put out there is what we see, what you're giving to us. And if you are putting it out there for us and not for yourself, then how you receive it will somehow have an impact on your next step of life. So for me, being authentic and knowing your worth and being true to yourself and being true to yourself, guys. I don't just mean it, you writing it down and saying, I'm true to myself. I believe in myself. I'm as authentic. No, not just saying it. Let it come from within. Let it come from your heart. It's the same thing as when you say, I love someone. I love something. You need to have it coming from your heart, because if it's not genuine, if it's not true, and you're just doing it for the world to see, then you're losing the plot, you're losing it all, and you're not going to go anyway. So the tips that I can obviously just to tell you how I do it myself is it's basically that to really be true and to strive to live a happy life. And living a happy life is being kind to yourself, being kinder to other people, being kinder to the world, and not being just being unapologetically yourself. Like being real is the most beautiful thing. Being honest to yourself is the most beautiful thing. No one can take it away from you, because you can come to me now and say, Nthabi, but there you said that, but because it's my truth and I know this is how I feel about it, it doesn't matter what the next person says. I know what I said, I know how I feel about it, and I know what it means to me. So it doesn't matter what others say, but just I believe that positive attracts. If you do good, greatness will follow. There's that positive vibration. So if you attract and obviously associate yourself with, people that will innovate yourself and innovate you, people that will somehow make you a better person. I mean, you listening to this podcast right now. This is the space you need to be in to associate yourself with such, because it's exactly what you need. You need positive vibes in your life. That's what you need. So I talk too much, I know. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Good to know. Continue. I'm absolutely.
I mean, girl, I can talk and talk. So yeah, I should write a book.
You should. I agree. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, she should write a book. No, this is amazing.
I'm evolving. Hey, I'm maturing. With the issue of the book, I remember a couple of years ago, I was doing a talk at one university. I was invited to speak. And one of the questions that came was, when are you writing a book? And I'm like, I'm busy scripting it. Don't worry, it will come out. And I realized that I was not even ready. Sometimes you want to do something because I wasn't ready. There's just so much. Even right now, I feel like I'm getting there, and there's just so much growth and wisdom, and we are ever evolving. So I think the more mature you get, the better it is. It's like, maturing like good wine or whatever they call it. Yeah.
I agree. Absolutely agree. Oh man. Like I said earlier and also offline, that it truly is an honor to be, having this conversation with you. And I truly meant it when I said you're the right person to be having this conversation with. And I'm seeing it all, with the conversation, and the tips you're giving us, and your the vulnerable side that you shared with us of you as well. We are learning from that, so I'm truly truly grateful for that. And as much as the conversation is slowly coming to an end, it would not be any justice to ask you this question, but I have to ask this question that I've asked so many guests on the season, and that is, what does living in fullness look like for Nthabi?
Wow. Phew. I don't know why I'm stuck a little bit, but living in fullness for me is being happy. It's being, I think I'll also repeat myself to saying, live a truthful life, living a truthful life, and loving myself, loving the people around me, being kinder to others, being kinder to myself, and to do the best that I can to just bring nothing but joy in each and everything that I touch, be it in my family, the friends, be it the world, because I believe that I'm an advocate of change, great change to the world. So I'm not just impacting my loved ones that I have in my circle, but the world itself. So, just being kind to the world and giving my all in terms of the skill that I have, being a problem solver. But I think after saying all of this, happiness is, just like my name, Nthabi saying, it says, make me happy, be happy. Yeah, that's that, happiness, let it shine through, because I believe happiness also comes from you playing an act of kindness, you being, good to other people, you doing good, you just doing what God has sent you to do. So yeah, I hope I did justice with that question. But yeah, and I tapped into, I kind of zoned out and pictured that. So I hope that was fine.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you truly live up to your name. Honestly, you really do. Man, thank you so much for that. So before we end off the show, we've got a little podcast game called Out of the Box Questions. And so I've randomly selected questions that I'd love to ask you, just 5 this or that questions, just to get to know you on, the little fun side of Nthabi saying as well. So let's dive into that.
I was never ready for this one.
All right. Okay, question 1. Vacation or staycation?
No, right now is a vacation, darling. After what we've been through, is definitely vacation. Oh,
I agree. Good question, good answer for that. Okay. Are you a city kind of girl or a countryside of girl?
I think country.
Yeah.
I think country.
Yeah.
No. I love my city girls, but yeah.
All right. Next one. Ambition or comfort?
Ambition.
I agree. You exude it, like you really are. Yeah. Reality shows or documentaries?
That's a tough one.
Okay. All right.
No, it is a tough one because they both have like their own benefits, but
exactly.
Reality shows.
My kind of girl. I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. Like, I always feel like when I watch reality shows, I always like, don't judge me. Please do not judge me. All right? It's the drama.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I love that, but it was a little bit of a difficult one for a second there, because also what I've noticed is that we have reality shows that are kind of scripted, and those are not for me, the minute I find out that there's actually script, like if there is a bit of unrealness, something is made up, I lose interest.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll still stick to reality.
I agree. No, I agree with you. All right. And then the last one, running or walking?
Running, baby.
Yes.
I love running. Trust me, I love running. Yeah, walking has benefits. The benefit of walking for me, I get to think a lot, but I definitely love running. But I can do the same even when running. So
yes.
My highest, I did a half marathon, 42 kilometers. Yeah, marathon. That was, I mean, so
what?
Listen, one day I'll be on the Comrades.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I love running. Yeah, I love running. I'm gonna be running later today, actually. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Absolutely, absolutely
Thank
love that.
you so much.
Oh man. Well, we've reached the end of the
This is
conversation.
beautiful. I actually love that. I was not expecting, oh, obviously I was never ready for the questions, but I must say they were beautiful. I loved all of them. And yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Um, no, I'm so glad. I'm gonna say it again. It's truly an honor to have you in conversation today on a very important conversation. On the platform for women as well. You're a gem. You're a queen. I think you know what God may God continue to bless your journey. I think there's still so much more. You know, when we watch you, when we listen to you, we think like, wow, Nthabi, but I think there is still so much more that God is about to do for you. So may He bless you with that. I'm waiting for that book. I can't wait. I'm waiting. So yeah, so God bless you, and you're amazing.
Oh, thank you so, so much. I'm definitely humbled. And you know what? When the time is right, that book is going to come. And honestly, it's been an honor being here. I appreciate the invite, even the conversation itself, because not only are we impacting other people out there, but it means so much to me. I mean, after this, if I can tell you, I'm gonna go and journal this moment because I believe it's special. And even every question that we spoke about was just, you know, personal and beautiful. And yeah, I loved every minute of it. Thank you.